You're listening to the Plane Talking UK podcast, the UK-based podcast written by a passenger for anyone. And here are your hosts, Carl Stebbings and Matt Smith.
Hello and welcome live from the Royal International Air Tattoo 2016 at RAF Fairford, Gloucestershire. It's me, Carlos, as you can see, hopefully the YouTube stream's working. And joining me as always is Matt, my co-host.
Hello, welcome. It's a slightly weird, as I say, apology. Video isn't quite as good as it would normally be, but we're doing it on a mobile device today.
Yeah.
And it's not really designed for the job, so we've cobbled something together to get it working. But it's better than not getting a show out there at all, let's be honest.
Yeah,
because we've got a really busy day ahead of us. We've got some great stuff. We just had a little chat with Captain Al, which we're going to just play for you now. He popped into the media tent earlier, and he's talking about some of the highlights and stuff that we need to be looking forward to. And a great display, he was saying, towards the end of the day, wasn't it? It was the last display of this particular craft. So
of the Mirage.
The Mirage, excellent.
Yeah,
so we're looking forward to doing that. So we'll play his little chat right now.
So we are here then live at the Royal International Air Tattoo at RAF Fairford as Dan comes walk towards us.
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
We've been joined by the master of Airbus. That is Captain Al. You can see him behind me.
A very good morning to you, and please excuse the rather hoarseness. I've had man flu, so I'm passing it on now, as is the good British tradition.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah. Oh dear. So you've just arrived? You haven't been here long?
No, we've just arrived. I've left my son and wife playing with Lego in the techno zone.
Splendid. I didn't realise there was Lego here. That's what I'm doing for the rest of the day.
Absolutely.
Screw the planes.
Yeah. It's all about the Lego.
The Lego's often very good. We were here yesterday.
Yeah.
So we got to see some of the displays. You guys definitely want to see the F-35, and the B version does a fantastic hover, which isn't going to be affected by the low cloud that's here at the moment. You will hear the F-35 whenever it gets airborne. It is by far the loudest aeroplane here. So,
we're being packed. Let me just see if
I'm looking forward to that, Al.
Yeah, I need to get in contact with my agent now, because he'll arrange a fee for the use of my photos.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So welcome to all the people in the chat room.
You can just see to the right of the shot, where I've just gone. You can see the one with the big camera. That's Mr. Hannington. We'll hopefully get him in the studio in just a moment. But
give us a wave, Dan.
I don't think he's listening. Just give us a wave. There we go. You see, that didn't hurt, did it? Right. Yeah. Okay. So yes. So what are the highlights for you then? Do you think what you were wanting to see today?
The hog roast was very good.
Right. Actually, we saw several McDonald's on the way, and for some reason you popped into our minds immediately.
And probably the highlight was a slush puppy with ice cream in the top of it.
Oh, that sounds nice.
So we'll be revisiting that particular facility.
Yeah.
But with regards to the aeroplanes, it's something a little bit different, I suppose. The Chinook always does a really good display. It's such a large helicopter, and it just seems to be able to throw itself around the sky. And probably worth seeing later on today, it's the last display by the Mirages. Their final display ever is this evening. So if you gents are still around for that, I'd definitely recommend seeing that one.
Got to if it's the last one, I think, isn't it? It's just the last chance to catch it, isn't it?
So I'm guessing one of your favourite aircraft, Al, is sitting just out to our left at the moment.
Yes, the A330 derivative multi-role tanker. I have to say that they always look a little bit prettier in civilian attire than the drab grey that just blends itself in nicely with the skyline here at Fairford. Hopefully it's going to brighten up a little bit. It did yesterday, and by the time the full flying display kicked off in the afternoon, it was actually quite nice, and as you can see, I actually caught the sun and got a sunburnt face.
In fact, actually, it's starting to lift now, isn't it? The cloud base is getting. I mean, when we first got here, it looked terrible, didn't it? It was really grey. It was just like.
Well, it is a British summer's weekend, so we should expect,
Am I right in thinking, Al, that you could hop in that and fly that straight away?
Yeah, I'd have to work my way through the Blue Zone service station out to the runway, but once we conquered that little
that little hurdle.
Yeah. And we'd probably just bash the steps out of the way. The refuelling hoses are lying out the back. They might bash around a bit as we got airborne. Might get a bit of a tank slapper going on, but outside of a few minor things.
And that and the marauds of people, of course.
Well, but they would, just gently part out of the way as we come trundling towards them.
Well, it is a scare bus.
Yeah, a scare bus. Hey, you're not allowed to say that.
As the proud owner of an Airbus van now, Carlos.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, he's still not got over that, by the way. Yeah.
Which actually got us here in under a quarter of a tank of diesel. Huh?
It's quite astounding, considering the miles. But right, well, we'll let you get back to your marvellous family. I hope we'll hopefully catch up with you later on when we finish the show.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to be shown the various eating establishments and where's best to go.
Well, absolutely. But I do recommend the slush puppy, the raspberry slush puppy with the ice cream on top with a flake in it.
Right, okay, that sounds great.
Mila's watching the show from her car.
As you do. Yeah, absolutely. She's as bad as you then. She has the TV on in the van and I hate it. It's absolutely not that. Anyway, that's slightly off topic. Thank you, Captain Al.
You're welcome.
Nice to finally meet you.
Thank you for coming. We'll catch up with you during the show.
Absolutely. Yeah. Have a super show, gents. Yeah. And I'll go and find that.
Hopefully the guards on the door will let you out.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, no, you're held prisoner now. Yeah. Yeah. Cheers, mate.
Have a good show.
Yeah.
Take care, Al. See you soon.
Bye-bye. We're hoping we might be able to nab
Pilot Pip.
Oh, who's that? Oh, there he is. There he is.
There's Pip.
Hello. Hang on.
There's the legend that is Pip.
I can't get the camera. Hi, Isaac.
We're going to get Pip to come on a cam.
Yeah. Here we go.
For those of you watching on the live YouTube stream, you'll be able to see Captain Pip, Pilot Pip.
That's the one there.
There he is.
There he is.
Give us a wave.
Hi, Isaac. We've got Isaac and Pip there. There we are. They're all set up for the day.
There they are. Well done.
We'll show that to them later. But cool. Yeah. Excellent. Right. Okay. We better get on with the show, hadn't we?
I must say, Pip looks like he's brought his house with him.
He does. He seems to have sort of he looks very comfortable, doesn't he? He's just setting up base camp somewhere.
Yeah, I think Pip's brought a tent and chairs and stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think he's here for the day. I think maybe the week, given by what's in his bag. But anyway, right.
Oh,
okay.
Mila's laughing.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Okay. So
we're going to start the show.
We are, as we do each week. No,
5 minutes late.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's not bad for us. That is really not bad for us.
Quick hello to everyone who's joined us in the chat room. We've got Mila's in there, Philip Davis, and we've got Ray Davis in the chat room as well.
Micah is there as well.
Micah is there. Yeah, Micah's there. Hello, Micah, all the way over in Maine. Should we let them look outside?
Should we have a look?
Yeah.
So as I say, we're actually in the media. Let's do the formalities first of all. So it is obviously Sunday the 10th of July.
Yes.
It's just gone around about 10 past 10. We are sat in the Riyadh media tent. We're streaming live from the media tent. And just outside, we are right opposite. Now, you're going to have to tell me, I know it's an Airbus, but you're going to have to tell me what it is.
So outside, you can see on the video there, for you watching on YouTube, is the Royal Australian Air Force A330 MRTT, the multi-role tanker and transport aircraft. You can just sort of kind of see, you might be able to see the actual hose and drogue hanging from the back of the aircraft there. They've got that stretched out from the pods on the wing.
Unfortunately, there are very selfish people standing right in the way of the bit he's referring to, so you can't quite see it on the feed. But there we are.
And if you look to the right of the video there, in front of the nose of the A330, you can probably see there's some F-18s and stuff across the way from there. And there's also a 767 tanker as well there.
Cool.
But you can't quite see it's out of shot. But welcome to everyone. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Indeed, yes. So it is for obvious reasons, because obviously we're at an air show. We've got much to do. It is a shorter than usual programme.
But we do have some news.
Yeah, we do have some news stories. I think really, because we have much to see, we should get cracking. What do you reckon?
We should, yeah. We're going to start off the show then, as we do each week, with a rundown of the weekly news from around the world and the UK. So if you're ready, Matt?
Yes, I'm ready. Let's go.
So kicking off this week's first news story then, this one's on the CH Aviation website, and it's a good news story for Stephen Grant over at the PCDU side of the country. It's Tiger Air Australia to switch from Airbus to Boeing.
Oh no!
Yeah, so Tiger Air in Melbourne are to switch from Airbus Industries aircraft to Boeing. Parent firm of Virgin Australia Holdings have disclosed this week in the news. In an investor prospectus released ahead of an Australian dollar, 852 million Australian dollar entitlement offer, the carrier said that the low-cost carrier's 14 A320-200s will be disposed of in favour of the Boeing 737 family of jets.
Oh dear.
As such, given that Virgin Australia readily employs 55 737-800s and 2 737-700s, the switch to the Boeing 737 is expected to enhance the group's cost savings by boosting the multi-role operators and operational efficiencies. In line with its fleet homogenisation plans, Virgin Australia has already committed to phasing out its fleet of 14 Embraer 190s over the next 3 years. Its Virgin Australia regional unit recently phased out its Fokker 50 fleet, which are quite an old aircraft, but still good enough. So a bit of news there for Tiger Air then. So they're moving from the dark side to the right side. With Boeing, so that's good news.
A gentleman who we had in our mobile studio a few moments ago will probably strongly disagree with you on that one.
Yeah, he would. He would not like
he's a
that
massive
story.
Airbus fan, isn't he? But
he wouldn't like
anyway.
that story at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, in fact, you showed it to him, and he went a funny colour and sort of hissed and made lots of funny noises, didn't he?
Yeah, he didn't like it.
No, indeed.
So moving on to the next story.
Yes, the next story. This is on Breaking Travel News website, and the headline is American Airlines debut the 787-9 Dreamliner on the Madrid route. So American Airlines is debuting its new 787-9 Dreamliner on the Dallas-Fort Worth and Adolfo Suarez Madrid to Barres Airport on the 4th of November 2016. The aircraft will also operate between DFW and San Paulo International Airport beginning the 4th of November. Tickets for both routes go on sale 10th of July 2016, although American Airlines says that every seat offers a personal seat back entertainment system with touchscreen power and USB ports. Wi-Fi provides global coverage for internet access and complimentary live television channels. Nearly 300 movies, including 48 new releases, TV shows and games. Business class customers will also be offered Bose Quiet Comfort acoustic noise cancelling headphones. Additional advanced features on the Dreamliner include larger dimmable windows. Dimmable windows? What's a dimmable window?
They have the Dreamliners have a passenger window.
Right.
That you can. It's like a touch button, and the glass has got a kind of a liquid crystal kind of.
Okay, right. So you instead of having a blind, you can
dim the glass. It's
great.
quite smart.
I suppose from the pilot's point of view, of course, as well, is when they come into land, the cabin crew press the button, and you don't have to ask them to lift the blinds or anything. I see. Right. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, sorry, where was I? It was so it's the noise cancelling headphones. Additional features on the Dreamliner include the large dimmable windows, improved cabin humidity and enhanced sound quality. Customers sitting in premium economy will enjoy a leather seat featuring 38 inches of pitch with extendable foot, leg and headrests, personal on-demand entertainment systems and larger touchscreen monitors. When flying international, customers will receive noise-reducing headphones and amenity kits and will also enjoy enhanced meal service with complimentary wine, beer and spirits. The new international premium economy service will launch in November and will be available to selected customers before it goes on sale in early 2017. These improvements are the latest in a long-term investment American is making in the customer experience. This year, American is raising the bar even higher and providing going for great.
Unfortunately, we couldn't put the pictures on, but there is a picture on that story which looked quite nice of the interior.
Indeed, yeah, absolutely.
So the next story I saved specially for you, Matt, because it concerns beer.
Beer? Oh, okay. All right. So this is KLM. The website is Fox News Travel. And the headline is KLM Airlines launching world's first on-tap draft beer on flights. Oh, now that's very exciting. Passengers who have thirsted for a better experience on an in-flight are in luck. A tasty addition to the drinks menu is coming to one of Europe's major airlines. KLM Royal Dutch Airlines is gearing up to be the first airline to serve draft beer on tap. The game-changing development will follow years of experimenting with keg designs to produce the perfect schooner at high altitude. Dutch brewing giant Heineken found the award-winning formula with an innovative keg design, and the prototype will be used on KLM's European flights. The carrier had hoped to launch the tap service earlier this month, but had to postpone it until it secured the necessary safety certificates from the civil aviation authorities. I suppose just because they're pressurised, aren't they? So there's got to be strong rules about that. So once it gets the green light, KLM passengers will be able to forego the tinnies for a proper pint of draft pub-style beer. We're always looking for typical Dutch products to set us apart from other companies. KLM In-Flight Services Vice President Miriam Cartman said, Heineken has been our beer partner for many years, and we both know that customers rate a beer from draft higher than out of a can. Heineken's Edwin Griffioen, who designed the product, said that it was no easy feat to overcome the challenges of dispensing beer under the conditions of a cabin. CO2 cartridges, which are used in home tap installations, are prohibited on aeroplanes. Because the air pressure is so much lower in an aeroplane than at sea level, a traditional beer tap will not work, as it will only dispense a huge amount of foam. We do have the dispensers that work on air pressure, but these were too big to fit on a plane. It was one big jigsaw puzzle, as the keg of beer, the cooling system and the air pressure compressor all had to fit into an airline catering trolley. In the end, we had to leave out one of those pieces to make it all fit in. So with pain in our hearts, we had to leave the cooling behind. Now you see, usually beer will foam like mad if it's not at the right temperature.
Well, they've obviously got a keg outside the aircraft where the temperature's -50.
Right, okay, well yes, I suppose so, that's true. Yes, oh well, never mind. In fact, but anyway, it says the taste of the beer was unchanged by the innovative process, Heineken claims. 4 kegs of the beer would be loaded onto each flight after it being delivered cold to Amsterdam Airport, according to the planes. Griffin said that the drinks trolley had been redesigned to resemble a giant thermos flask, which will keep the beer at the right temperature for service. We managed to get the diameter of the tap and the air pressure to exactly the right combination, which delivers at 36,000 feet exactly, the same beer as you would get on the ground. KLM hopes to introduce the beer keg on selected flights from next month.
So the next story then is on the Air Force Times site, this one, and the headline, Delta Airlines flight lands at Ellsworth Air Force Base by mistake. So, as you do. So this is Washington. A Delta Airlines flight with 130 passengers on board landed at the wrong airport in South Dakota Thursday evening, said a spokesman for the National Transportation Safety Board, which is investigating the incident. The Delta Airlines A320 landed at Ellsworth Air Force Base at 8:42 Central Time on Thursday, when its destination was an airport in Rapid City. Ellsworth is around 10 miles due north of Rapid City Regional Airport. The two airports have runways that are orientated nearly identically to the compass from northwest to southeast. Delta Flight 2845 had departed from Minneapolis. Delta has confirmed and said that as a gesture of goodwill, it gave the passengers somewhere to stay and obviously a free onward flight. The crew of the aircraft were taken off duty while the NTSB investigates, said a statement. The Air Force said in a statement that the base officials followed the proper procedures to address the situation and ensured the safety of all those at the base, including all the passengers. The base did not immediately respond to the requests for information about specific procedures and whether the air traffic controllers at the base were in contact with the pilot and authorised the landing. It's a bit worrying, that, man.
Yeah, I don't know how you get it that wrong.
No.
How do you get it that wrong? I mean,
it would worry me a bit to go from I'm heading to Malta, but I've landed in I don't know, Vegas.
Yeah, right. Okay, that's quite a different.
Yeah.
I think that's not a brilliant example, but a bit of a strange story, really, and. Well, let's hope there's not too many repeats of that, I guess.
So we've got the last story then, which is regarding the place where we are now sitting.
Indeed, yes, absolutely. So this is on the Swindon Advertiser, and the headline is Prince George sees red arrows close up and personal at Riyadh. It's typical that they'd be here the one day that we're not. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Prince George was given an exclusive guided tour of the Red Arrows jet at the Royal International Air Tattoo today. This, I think, was on Friday, actually, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah.
The young prince was lowered into the plane by Dad Prince William during a visit by the royal family to the event at RAF Fairford on Friday, which continues right up until Sunday. The 2-year-old prince wore blue ear defenders as William and the Duchess of Cambridge toured the world's largest military show. Prince George, wearing a white t-shirt and dark shorts, was led by the hand across the airfield to the Hawk jet after the family were greeted by Air Marshal Sir Kevin Leeson, chairman of the RAF Charitable Trust, and Air Chief Marshal Andrew Pulford, who's the chief of the air staff here for the RAF. And Prince George got a close look at the Squirrel helicopter, the same aircraft his father trained in while he was based at RAF Shawsbury in 2009. The Red Arrows are due over North Swindon around about that was around about 2:30 today, but that was on Friday. So the family had an impromptu walk round the site after the official part of their visit had concluded, looking at a further 2 planes together. The Flight Lieutenant Jim Holbrook of the Central Flying School exam wing showed William, Kate and George the Squirrel helicopter. As I suspected, Prince George was a bit overawed with the noise and being inside the helicopter. It was a nice family moment. The Duke was talking about ways of flying. George was very, very quiet. He is not even 3 years old. He was very interested in the tail rotor. I imagine the Duke has told him about helicopters because he knew what it was. He kept saying a tail rotor. So William climbed into the instructor's seat in the cockpit of the aircraft and explained ways of flying to Kate and George, who were sitting in the back. The toddler was lifted out by his father, but immediately reached out to be carried by his mum, Kate, who wore a leopard print hairband as the airfield was blustery. So we won't go into any more detail with that, really, but basically so a lovely visit by the royal family here at Fairford.
Yes, yeah, they obviously had better weather than what we've got at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's currently raining outside.
It is, absolutely.
You probably can't see on the. Well, you won't actually see on the camera there because we're not streaming on YouTube.
Yeah, no, indeed.
But if
you are watching the show back, you'll see.
It's rather unfortunate.
Indeed, not the nicest day, it has to be said.
No. Yeah. Hopefully the weather may get out today, but
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Yeah,
absolutely.
So, I suppose we better really wrap up things up and get out and do some interviews for all our listeners.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, absolutely.
We do have one little bit to clear up before we finish, it's actually regarding a certain person who has very kindly donated to us on our Patreon.
Oh, that's
site.
right. Yes, absolutely. So let's fire that up. Here we go.
So a special thank you then this week to Ryan Harper, who has pledged on Patreon. Very kind of you, Ryan.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's pledged to the Patreon, which is obviously what we use to fund our airshow visits and also for our server hosting fees and all the other bits and pieces that go along with bringing you the show each week.
Yeah, absolutely.
So a big thanks to you, Ryan,
thanks,
for your
Ryan.
pledge.
Really appreciate it.
And also to all our patrons as well for your donations for each show. We really do appreciate them. Don't forget, if you want to donate to the show, you can do via our website. If you go on the website, allthews.planetalkinguk.com, there's a link on there for Patreon you can click on, and obviously if this is just for those of you guys who can afford to donate to us.
The show will always be
if you're learning to fly, or if you're going out for a Sunday roast,
yes indeed,
by all means go out and have a Sunday roast.
Absolutely.
But no, thanks to everyone for your kind Patreon donations. It's enabled me and Matt to do some quite good things this year, and there's still lots more good things to come.
There is, absolutely. Speaking of that, of course, next week
Next week we will be at the Farnborough Air Show.
We will,
for the big APG meet-up with Captain Jeff, Dr. Steph, Captain Nick, Captain Al, Pilot Pip's going to be there as well.
Yeah.
And it's going to be fantastic. Matt's, to put it in a family-friendly show, Matt is bricking it.
Yes, just slightly. I think me and Nev are both the same on that one. We are both bricking it. We've got some slightly terrifying times ahead with regard to our tech, and I'm frantically learning how to align satellites currently, so that's quite fun.
So we're going to bring this show to a close then, and we're going to go out into the showground.
To get in touch with the show, as always, it is all the W's, planetalkinguk.com. Take yourself to facebook.com/planetalkinguk. Our Twitter handle is at planetalkinguk, where we'll tweet all the latest stories, anything that comes in while we're not doing our weekly show. And yes, obviously details about the big meetup will also follow. But that's it. On patreon.com/planetalkinguk if you do fancy helping us keep the show on the air. So that's it. This is podcast at planetalkinguk.com is how you send us an email. That's it.
Hopefully next Sunday we'll bring you a live show from Farnborough. From the media centre there, which is good. We just want to say a quick thank you as well, a huge thank you to everyone here at the media centre at the Royal International Air to RAF Fairford. Special thanks to Richard and Ellie as well in the media centre office for allowing us to come here today.
Yeah, absolutely, it's been brilliant. So that's it.
We're going to bring episode 120 to a close. And that's it. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch up with you all again next week.
Live from Farnborough.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Take care.